got one of them running the verticals.
I know he thinks I have no clue. I wish Lindsay was here. I could ask her. You're ready to rock.
Come on.
Mary, can you bring out the autograph for inside?
Scarlett!
Mary. Scarlett! Scarlett! Good.
I can't walk now. Hi! I'm so glad you guys can make it. My goodness, thank you. Oh, thanks. Alright, I better go start this crazy.
Scarlett! Scarlett!
We are delighted today to honor one of Hollywood's most beautiful and talented movie stars, as she is honored with the 2,470th star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Today we honor Scarlett Johansson. So please help me now bring to the stage our honoree, Scarlett Johansson. Right here. So we've got a few guest speakers before you get to hear from Scarlett and before we unveil the star. Our first speaker today is a two-time Academy Award nominee. You have seen him in the 2010 Best Picture, The Hurt Locker, and the following year he was nominated for an Academy Award as Best Supporting Actor for his role in The Town. His other films include Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, North Country, and many others. This Friday, you will see him joining Scarlett in The Avengers. Please welcome Jeremy Renner to the stage.
I'm so glad you get to stand here while I
Parade me?
Yes, while I parade you. Yes. Welcome.
Thank you.
Fantastic, right?
Thank you.
Okay. Well, anyone that knows Scarlett knows that she has a very easy way about her, though there is nothing easy about her. Maybe on the eyes, perhaps. We met, when was it, like some 10 years ago, right? At some young Hollywood party. And you're in a dark corner, and she's all put together, kind of like she is now, her hair all done up, and makeup glistening, and this beautiful gown, and then she's wearing these dirty old pair of Converse sneakers. And that image sort of stuck with me, and it sort of represents a lot of who she really is to me.
Dirty old shoe.
You're like a dirty old shoe. Now don't be fooled, to state the obvious, right? Scarlett is built like a classic Hollywood movie star with the never-ending curves and the pouty lips and the golden locks and the smile that will drop you to your knees. However, it is only betrayed by her no-nonsense attitude, her sharp wit, and self-deprecating sense of humor that truly defines her alluring charm. And yes, she can drink you under the table. Trust me. You stand here, sucker. You made me do this. Now, it wasn't until this past year that I got to work with her as an actress on a movie called The Avengers.
Yeah!
Where my experience with her was nothing short of tremendously awful. For 6 months, she continuously threw me around, beat me, stepped on me, and wiped the floor with my dignity and self-respect every day, all with a smile on her face. But it was her emotional intelligence and commitment to truth that allowed for me to be a better actor, and as a friend, made me a better man. So today, Scarlett, I congratulate you and thank you for sharing this remarkable milestone in your life, where you get to be immortalized with your hands in the earth and your star in the ground. And now, finally, I can't wait to step on you, sweetheart.
Thank you, Jeremy. Let me acknowledge a few people who are with us. We have the new chairman of the board of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Christopher Barton from Sunset Gower Studios. And we have the chair of the Walk of Fame committee that selects our honorees, David Green from the Pantages Theater. We also want to acknowledge another Walk of Fame honoree who's here with us today, Mike Medavoy, producer. Mike, wave. And we have actor Clifton Collins Jr. and actor Clark Gregg from The Avengers. Our next speaker is the council member for Hollywood, for the 13th District. He's been on the City Council here and representing Hollywood for more than 10 years. He is the man who has led the revitalization effort here in Hollywood. He's done a great job. Please welcome the Honorable Eric Garcetti.
Thank you, LaRon. You have some Scarlett Johansson fans out there? Yeah! All right. Well, welcome to Hollywood, and what a great day to be here. We just announced yesterday that the Oscars are here to stay for 20 more years. And thank you to everybody who worked hard. They started across the street, and now they're here. And as we celebrate stars, I can think of no more beautiful star and no more important person that we have here today than Scarlett Johansson. She's obviously distinguished herself as an actor. Somebody whose work both on the stage as well as in front of the camera has been extraordinary. But it's also when the cameras are gone, the work that she has done. We met actually working together on the Barack Obama campaign in 2008. She's somebody who steps forward for her beliefs, what she believes in, her work as an Oxfam ambassador, and also making sure that our troops overseas are taken care of. I want to personally thank you for that and the work that you've done. Let's give her a round of applause and thank her for being a great American. And we are on holy ground here today because this is where it all started, ladies and gentlemen, right here on Hollywood Boulevard. Years ago, when these were just avocado fields to the left and strawberry fields to the right, a small industry came here called the film industry, and it planted its dreams here so that folks like Scarlett and those who are behind me could come and tell the stories of today. And we have no more beautiful and no more powerful storyteller in our midst than Scarlett Johansson. On behalf of the City of Los Angeles, I want to thank you, Scarlett, an angel in our City of Angels. Congratulations.
All right, thank you, Eric. And Scarlett, it's time for us to hear from you, but let me, by way of final introduction, say that in memory of our late honorary mayor, Johnny Grant, we hereby declare this Scarlett Johansson Day in Hollywood.
Wow. Wowie, wowie. Right, Graham? This is like a This Is Your Life episode. It's pretty incredible. Firstly, I'd like to thank Jeremy Renner for remaining my knight in shining armor. Saved me today, brilliant man, you. Funnily enough, Jeremy and I were reminiscing just the other night about when we used to see each other out and about in Hollywood back in the day, and he was a struggling actor in a sea of blonde, hunky 30-somethings, and I was a 19-year-old New Yorker here in Hollywood, sort of floating around aimlessly and anxiously waiting for my moment to break through. Never, ever in my 20 years in this industry would I ever have thought my receiving this star would be even a remote possibility. It's always seemed like an honor so out of reach, something left for the stellar standouts of the golden age. A recognition that for me, growing up in New York and dreaming of a lighted marquee on Broadway, I never would have thought this possible, a permanent home on Hollywood Boulevard. This industry in which I was practically raised has been so impossibly kind to me. There is never a day where I go to set and don't thank my lucky stars to simply be a working actor. I still have moments at my lunch break or on a set change where I find myself walking around some quiet behemoth piece of set design thinking, this is pure magic. I could not think of a more touching way to celebrate my 20 years in film, which makes me feel either prematurely accomplished or prematurely aged than to be standing here receiving this incredible honor. And I feel so fortunate to have a group of people here with me today who have each in their own way been a foothold to me along this journey. My mom, Melanie, sorry, who encouraged me as a little girl to follow a dream just as long as I really wanted it, and who supported me through every choice I made, who navigated unfamiliar waters, who partnered with me and hooked my arm as we skipped towards the Emerald City. Thank you, Mom. I love you. Sorry. My grandmother, Dorothy, is here today. She flew in all the way from New York. She will be 90 years old this year. Sorry, Grandma. And she has boosted my confidence for 27 years straight. She remains my biggest cheerleader. Thank you, Grandma, for encouraging me always and for inspiring me to be a strong, modern, independent woman. I love you a million. And I feel so lucky to have with me some of my glorious colleagues and co-stars who have allowed me to lean on them, to pick their brains, to pretend their good ideas were mine. Marcel Pariseau, my brilliant publicist who deserves a star himself for all the nonsense I make him put up with. Thank you for growing with me and for watching over me and for asking the hotel concierge to book my wake-up call. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. And my close friends who have held my hand, who have created art that makes me want to be a better artist, for expanding my mind in every which way, and for holding my heart. I'd like to thank Disney for sponsoring me, the City of Los Angeles and the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce for providing me with some primo real estate right here. This is a good spot. I thought I'd be at one of those shops down the road, so I'm very happy about this. And finally, I'd just like to say I've been having such a ball most recently. I've been familiarizing myself with another one of my Walk of Fame alum, Janet Leigh, through her memoirs and interviews. And when recounting a story about a young boy co-star who, after giving a performance that was deemed subpar, was recast by another more boisterous performer, Janet remarked most poignantly, "How fragile our footing. There is never a day that goes by that I do not feel like the luckiest person in the world to have a job that I love, to be employed to do that job, to have fans that allow me to be employed at that job, and to work with cast and crew members at the very top of their game. I'm constantly surprised that I have not yet been found out. When I was told I was getting this star, I thought to myself, man, I really made it to the big time. You know, no matter what happens from here on out, I made my mark, I'm here to stay, and my family for generations to come will always be able to visit me right here, always." What a deeply touching gift. Thank you so very much for celebrating this moment of my lifetime. Thank you.
So let's unveil the star.
Smile downstairs. Right down here, Scarlett.
Jeremy. Right here. Thank you.
Jeremy! Oh, shit. Jeremy, can you sign over here, please?
Hey, what's up, man? Avengers is man.
Scarlett, can you do this one up? Please, up top, please. I already got Chris on here.
Scarlett, please. Scarlett. Scarlett, please.
Scarlett,
Scarlett, please.
sign this one. Hey, can she sign this one up here?
Scarlett, please.
Scarlett! Can Scarlett sign this, please?
Congratulations.